All right, we're officially recording. What's up, everybody? It's the Growing Up Italian podcast. Different times call for different kinds of podcasts. My first time doing a Zoom meeting, but we got my buddy Vin Matano in here. How you doing, Vin?
I'm doing pretty good, man. This is first Zoom podcast as well, man.
You actually know what the hell you're doing. Before we started, you just schooled me how to do everything. So this is all on the fly, you know.
Yeah,
For me, at
yeah,
least.
man. This stuff that I've been using Zoom for like the past 2 years at work, and it's crazy now. I feel like it turned more into like a social media app at this point because, like, bro, people are hanging out, doing happy hours over Zoom. Like, I saw stuff on Twitter. People are doing like weddings over Zoom. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, it's the future. I was actually joking with my friend. It's his birthday Saturday. I'm like, he's like, well, it looks like we're not going to celebrate. I'm like, let's do a Zoom call. We'll take shots, you know.
Yeah, you should. Why not?
You know. But
Absolutely.
even the Zoom stock is actually like it doubled in value in 2 months.
Yeah,
I was
they're
looking at that.
they're crushing it.
It's
That
at
and
$50 right now.
yeah, anything that's like the telecom space is doing really well, like that and like Slack, which is popular. It's like an internal chat box. They're like crushing it. So anything that's like helps with remote work is just doing really well.
Yeah, but here we are. For those of you that don't know Vin, I actually became familiar with him because he did that viral "Choose Your Character" Italian video. So you were the first one to do that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, there was like 15 more. I saw one with a dog.
Yeah.
Even in our group chat, my cousin Rocco like put the idea like 3 weeks ago, like, yo, do your choose your character Italian version. And we slacked on it. And then you put it out and we were like, yo, do the girl version. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so my cousin's like, what kind of girl? And we were like bouncing ideas off each other. But yours was definitely like the first one that I saw out there.
Yeah. Like I was saying, man, like I wasn't trying to make any videos for like the masses. Like pretty much all my boys from home, they're all Italian. My town is pretty much all Italian. So I was just making like, stupid little videos just to entertain them. And then my boys are like, man, throw that up on Instagram. So threw it up and it kind of like caught some steam. I got like 300,000 views, which is not a lot in the grand scheme, but for me, bro, I got a lot of engagement off it.
300,000 views is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
And that's a good, like, once you start doing other videos and then let's say you get another one that goes viral, then that one will get more views again, like people go back to it.
Yeah, people are already like hitting me up. I got like tons of followers from it. And people are already hitting me up like, hey, do some more. So now I'm trying to figure out what content to work with like the audience I have now. I
see like on TikTok speaking and like, just from Italian content in general, I've been seeing a lot of like these mob movies like Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, like those kind of movies. A lot of people like reenacting scenes and like lip sync, like lip reciting stuff. Like I saw a lot of girls doing my cousin Vinny, like when she was like in court,
Yeah, Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei when she was in court, like the part with the car, like people like lip singing it,
Yeah,
so it's kind of cool to see, but right now we're in a place where digital stuff, like digital content, is crazy. Like we got so many followers in the last month.
Yeah,
people on their phones all day.
I mean, this is a big time for content creators in general. Like I don't know if I'd consider myself a huge content creator, but people that are pushing out content on a daily basis, like you have free time, you have all the people are looking for content. I think Andrew Schultz, a comedian, said this is creative.
I know him. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he said this is creative prison. So I like how he said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his stuff. He's actually mad funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, for people like that are Instagram bloggers, comedians, now's your time,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't probably have put any of this content out if I wasn't in quarantine. So this is a good excuse for it.
Yeah, I know. And it looks like we might have a couple more weeks of it. So you might as well try to come out of this thing with a bunch of new fans and
I know.
want to see what you're doing,
I know, man.
You actually, the way I saw you, like we were messaging each other on Growing Up Italian for a little bit, but then I saw you followed my sandwich shop. So I was like, yo, let me message him because I saw you like did a podcast too. So like, what's your podcast all about?
Yeah, so I have a podcast called Operation Growth that I actually started a few years ago, back when I was in college, like literally like in my dorm. And originally it was just a way for me to have an excuse to talk to these like different local entrepreneurs that like the local town kind of knew. There's people like, Jamie from Eat Clean Bro, which is like popular in New Jersey, and a few other companies. But then kind of scaled out. It was just an excuse for me to, one, network with these individuals, two, learn from them, and then three, also putting out content, right? So um, that's something that I
All three
wanted to
things,
do.
yeah.
What's up?
All three like very important things. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And like at the end of the day, you're probably not going to make that much money off a podcast or anything, if that. Like podcasts are not that monetizable. But for me, the ability to like create these networks is like you can't put a
yeah,
price tag on it. Like
it
I'm on
opens
a
a lot of
fixed basis.
doors. It
Yeah,
opens a lot of
exactly.
doors for other things.
Like I'm sure like whenever you have a guest on, you exchange numbers, you shoot the shit with them a little bit, and you kind of build that relationship. And now you're on like a texting basis if you need them.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. I mean, we've been doing this podcast almost 2 years, probably around 2 years, and a bunch of guests I've had on, like when I need like to promote something, like I just send it to them. Like, look, this is what I'm working on. It just
yeah,
most important thing you have is your contacts in your phone book. Like
yeah,
say, oh, I want to do this. I should reach out to this guy that he specializes in that. And this is the world we live in. You need to be able to have that power to reach out to people. But like, it's also important to have like to leave a certain kind of perspective. Like, people got to remember you and say like, oh, they were cool. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can't just like go fishing and try to bang out all this content and not like, you know, not
yeah.
like really relate to the person.
I would say to your point, for me, when I first started, I was just doing like these phone call interviews. And at first, I really wasn't building a relationship with them because I would just get on the phone, do the interview, hop off. But over the past year, I've been doing a real strong push to do in-person interviews, and obviously I can't now. But I found those were a lot better because there was a lot of downtime. We're small talking and all this different stuff. The relationship's just better there, and that, like you said, goes a long way. Like I'm able to connect with them better versus if I just did it over the phone, I didn't have that time to small talk and stuff like that.
So to touch your point, we were kind of the same. Like when we started, we were just like, nah, audio only.
Mm-hmm.
Then like by the 15th episode, we started recording and like testing it out. So I don't know if you know the comedian Anthony Rodia. His handle's
Yeah,
Rodia Comedy. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
did a podcast with him like 2 years ago, and it was like one of the first ones we recorded. It was like the third podcast. So we put it up on YouTube. I didn't even record it right. Like I didn't even get the whole podcast
Mm.
because like the camera we have, after a certain amount of time, you need to hit it again. You know what I mean? Like it just
Uh,
stopped.
yeah,
So we got like 12 minutes of footage, but like just to prove the point of why you got to record these. So I had this podcast on YouTube for like 2 years, and I think we had like 2,000 views. But now in this quarantine, like I looked at it the other day, it has like 40,000 views.
wow, that's awesome.
Like look at the analytics, and it's like every day we're getting 3,000 views on it. So I guess like people are just like on YouTube a lot.
So you're seeing more views on YouTube rather than on your traditional like Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important. And I don't know about you, but me personally, when I'm home, like when I'm in the house, I rarely watch TV like cable. I'm like more so like, I mean, especially now, there's nothing good. It's not like you could watch a baseball game, a basketball game, a football. Like there's no live sports. Like that's
Mhm.
really all I use cable for. So like I'm on YouTube watching a podcast or music video. So like I'm
Yeah.
on YouTube more than anything.
I mean, I'm the same way. And it's funny because I was a big podcast guy, like, and I still am. I commuted into the city. I'm from New Jersey, and I work in Midtown Manhattan. So every morning and on the way back from work, I'm listening to a podcast. But now, since I'm not, commuting, I'm changing more to video. So now instead of listening to audio on the bus ride,
You
I'm
watch video
watching
podcasts.
I'm watching videos of podcasts or videos of interviews on my phone or computer.
There's only so many Netflix shows you could possibly get into, like
Exactly.
so.
Exactly.
Like, what kind of podcast you listen to?
My favorite podcast is School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. I think that's like my
Okay.
all-time favorite one.
But he's like
It's good.
it's like an entrepreneurship podcast.
It's like entrepreneur, personal development. He's just really great at interviewing. He does really great research
Okay.
on the yeah.
Any other ones or?
Yeah, there's one I listen to for news, which is like it's more chill. It's not as serious. I don't really like to get into politics and stuff like that. So this one I listen to, Group Chat, is pretty like casual, and they just put
There's
the
like
news
a
in a
group
fun
chat
way.
you said?
It's called Group Chat. Yeah, there's like
Oh,
three
so
guys, and they're just like, shooting the shit and delivering news, but like keeping it casual.
it's basically like my group chat. Like we argue
Yeah,
about politics because some of
yeah.
us are like left and right, and then some of us are in the middle. So like I hate like politics though. Like for me, it's whack, especially in times like this because you have two sides and
Yeah.
it's just
I
whack.
try to.
I stay away,
Yeah, I definitely stay away.
especially on this platform because a lot of Italians like the president, some don't. So like I just stay away because like we don't need to get into politics. You can't get away from it.
No.
So
I would say another type of interview show that I like that's not a podcast, but it's on YouTube is Hot Ones. I don't know if you ever watched that.
hot ones, no.
That is so it's by Complex, and basically their interviewer Sean, his last name Sean Evans maybe. He does. They have hot wings, and it goes increasingly hot.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
dude, he is the best interviewer. Like you and I are both interviewers of podcasts.
yeah.
You should watch him, bro, because the research he does and the questions he asks is unmatched. He's incredible.
I like the complex show buying sneakers or shopping for
Yeah,
sneakers
yeah, they
with
do great content.
Jay LaPuma.
Yeah, they do great content.
He's good too.
Yeah,
So like honestly, like I'm trying to like instill that culture growing up Italian of like little miniature digital series. So before this all happened, I don't know if you know Sal the Voice. He was on America's Got Talent.
no, I don't.
So he's from Long Island. He was on America's Got Talent sensation. Like he blew up. He got a golden buzzer from Heidi Klum. For us Italian Americans, like when he was on TV, we were all hype.
Yeah,
So he's been working with us on a digital series. We like recorded 2 episodes, and my goal was like to do 5 and then put them out like a week at a time. But due to this, now we only have 2 done. So I'm like, listen, like content's key right now. So let's put out a little teaser, and hopefully when this is over, people still care and they want to tune in, but you got to put content out. There's nothing live. There's nothing like new coming out. So we have that. And then we have like a cooking show with my cousins that are on the Growing Up Italian TikTok. And that's like really like, we have an episode with our nonna and we have an episode with like this Italian nonna that is from the same town in Italy as us. She's like our aunt. And it's just like awesome content. So I'm like planning the rollout now, like within the next month, you'll see that on our page,
Yeah, you should do some stuff with like the panini shop. Like do a short interview that's not as serious, but like over some sandwiches, like tasting some different sandwiches.
I actually did like 4 or 5 episodes like that 2 years ago. And it was just like minute Instagram videos. But to be honest, the reason why it's hard to do stuff like that is because like videographer, all this stuff costs money. So like, $500, $600 to, make an episode. I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
But like, you need the sponsors and stuff to really like, that's the one thing about Complex is like, when you see those episodes, you'll see like sponsored or presented by Volvo or, like this, they got some big money behind them.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to get to that point too. Like I said, like the podcasters really don't make too much money unless you're like the top 10% of podcasters.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, hey, can we get some of our expenses covered at that point?
Yeah, exactly. At least like you're not completely coming out of pocket,
Exactly.
But like I noticed since we started doing podcasting, our page grew. Like probably in the 2 years, we went from 20,000 followers to like 160 because we're like one of the only people doing this,
Yeah. Yeah, no, your page is great. You guys definitely build a good audience and a good brand.
Yeah, we just try to like, I mean, we've been like religious to dropping podcasts every Sunday. Even during these times, like we're still dropping podcasts. So, it's important to us because if we would have stopped now, then we might never start again.
Yeah.
So like we built this for 2 years, we got to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way to do it.
So you live in North Jersey
Yep.
and you like commute every day to Midtown.
Yeah. Well, not anymore because the
Oh yeah.
quarantine.
But
But
now
yeah,
are you working from home still or?
I'm working from home. This is my room. You can see these beautiful wood panels that like everyone was commenting on the video.
Exactly. This is where it all happened. The
Yeah.
magic happened right behind you in that doorway, right?
Yeah. 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 So I'm from North Jersey. My parents both born and raised in North Jersey. And then yeah, I work in Midtown. Um,
How long is that commute? Like,
ac- I'm actually really close distance wise. So distance wise, like if I left when there's no traffic, it's like 25 minutes. But usually when I leave during rush hour, it literally takes like 45 to an hour to get in.
if you were driving, would you take the Holland Tunnel or what would you take?
Lincoln Tunnel.
Lincoln Tunnel. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like that would be like a 30-minute drive too, technically, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I take the bus, and like if I ever drove in
Nice.
not during rush hour, I can get in. I can get in like a half hour.
Yeah. So it's like almost like Brooklyn. Like
Yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of people that like buy houses and they move to Jersey, like instead of Brooklyn.
Yeah, I have a lot of coworkers that live in Brooklyn, and my commute's actually quicker than theirs sometimes. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are killing it with that.
pretty close. Yeah, I'm
Making
in a good
your
spot.
salary living in Jersey.
Yeah, I mean Jersey's not that cheap either, but I like where I'm at because I'm real close to New York
What's the
City.
town though?
I live in a town called Totowa.
Totowa?
Yeah, it's in between Patterson and Wayne.
Okay. Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
Patterson
but
is.
I like it though because like I'm a half hour from the city. I'm close to like the Hobokens, the Montclairs, smaller towns in New Jersey, and then I'm like 45 minutes from Monmouth County, so the beaches and stuff like that. So for me, like,
It's the best of everything, yeah.
yeah, I'm drivable distance to pretty much anything you want to do.
But like, do you like when you before all this happened? Is that where you would go out, like Hoboken? Like that's the
Um,
spot.
yeah, Hoboken, Montclair is cool. There's good day spots in Montclair. The city for sure, or even Monmouth County. I would go out in like the Asbury's or Belmar and stuff like that.
When this is over, right, and you got like the full green light to go out, where's the first place you're going?
Wow. That's a
Or
great
first thing
question.
you're doing?
First thing I'm doing is getting a haircut, bro. Getting a fade because I need that. That's the first
Me,
thing I'm doing.
I'm blessed because I just have my sister. I have my sister to raise her. Now I'm laughing at everybody used to call me Baldy and stuff. I'm like, I'm winning right now.
Yeah, bro. My first thing I'm doing is getting a haircut. That's like I've been booking. So you want to hear how crazy this is? I've been booking haircuts like every single week just because I know once they reopen everything, everyone's gonna try to book a haircut. So I've been proactively just booking appointments, even though the barbershop's not even open. That's what I've been doing.
I mean, that's what a lot. Wait, so your barber like does booking through apps and stuff?
Yeah, he does it online, and then I just
Oh,
book. I book on the website.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are definitely feeling the, haircut, beauty salon, nail salon. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's a lot of girls aren't doing selfies anymore. Like new, they're not putting the Instagram stories anymore. The eyebrows aren't done. The
all my
nails,
all
the nails are outgrowing and stuff.
yeah, all the guys are either letting it go and letting the facial hair come out, or they're just buzzing it.
Yeah, we got humbled quick. Like.
I know, I know. Especially because the gyms are closed too, so it's like, man, I can't work out. I can't get a haircut, man. I can't do it. Like it
Now you
sucks.
gotta have a good personality, or you're just
And
there's
yeah,
no game.
you better be able to have a conversation at this point.
Yeah, I know. Make them laugh a little.
Yeah.
So what was like your Italian influence living in North Jersey, like growing up?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, just besides my family, obviously, like I said, like my town is pretty Italian. It's definitely changed over the years a little bit. What was that?
You guys have like a feast and everything, like an Italian feast.
Um, yeah, not so much. My town's really small, to be honest. There's like we are super tiny, and we're in between two large towns. So my town,
You go to those other towns, right?
we'll go to other towns. So like for example, like I think my town is 4 miles long, and we have 8 pizzerias in the 4 mile
Wow.
town. So it's just like, yeah, it's very small. But mostly growing up, everybody was Italian. So, the tradition of, I had to leave my friend's house to go home and eat dinner. I always had to eat dinner home and stuff like that. My mom is like the best cook I've ever had. So, love my mom's cooking, Sunday dinner, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, man. So I want to, I'm trying to get more in touch with my culture, just so like when I'm older, I start having kids way down the line and stuff like that. I want to be able
Yes.
to pass it down and teach it to them. And when I was younger, I wasn't really like, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't really like conscious of this stuff. I just thought it was just the way everything worked. But now
Yeah,
as I'm getting
I'm,
older,
you're not the only one though. I feel the same way.
yeah, now as
Like
I'm getting
that's what
older,
we do, like
yeah. But now as you get older, you realize that like, oh, this is different. This is a way that our families have done it for generations, and now I'm trying to be more conscious of it so I can kind of pass that down. And I definitely wasn't as conscious in the years prior, so I'm definitely learning that now.
I think you're on the right step, and if you keep doing these TikToks, you're gonna be known for you're gonna be known for it.
Yeah, like I can't speak the language. I just never was taught it. So now like I'm doing like the Duolingos online. I'm trying to just get like a basic understanding of it.
What are
So
you using? Like, are you using the app or something?
yeah, I downloaded Duolingo, which is free.
Oh,
It's pretty.
Duolingo. Yeah, I heard of that.
It's pretty
Because
good.
Rosetta Stone is like the main one, but it's
It's just
expensive. It's like $500, I think.
yeah. See, this one's free, so maybe if I, once I master the Duolingo, maybe I'll upgrade to something that I pay for. But again, my thing is like I'm just trying to get a basic understanding of it, be able again to pass something down, whether that's phrases or whether that's anything. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna be honest here. I speak Italian dialect where my family's from, but like proper Italian, I actually struggle with. Like
Yeah.
I talk to Italian people, they like make fun of me if people speak proper Italian because the dialect, you shorten words, you make up words for words, so
Yeah, isn't that funny?
I technically should start from scratch too. Like
It's so weird how that
just
is.
so like because like conjugating words and stuff like that, like I'm not
Yeah.
good at that at all. But
Yeah.
like I speak Italian food professionally. Like I could just say like I could say every dish in Italian and how I want food prepared. So like at least that, you
That,
if you go to Italy you could eat, but
yeah, that's the best part. Where are your family from?
from Campania, like we're
Uh,
between Naples and Calabria,
got it.
like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So like we have closer to a Napolitan dialect though.
Hmm.
Let me hear some Italian you learn. Like for everybody that's listening and is inspired to learn a
Um,
language, I think now is the perfect time to do it. If you have free time, instead of watching some stupid Netflix show, like give yourself an hour every night to like practice
yeah.
Italian.
Bro, I just started it like 3 days ago. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that,
Oh,
but we can
so
get an
next
update on
time,
that.
next time we talk, you gotta give us at least 10 phrases.
Yeah, and I would love that too. Like, and even just from what I hear, just talking to someone that can speak in, that's another way to just pick it up naturally
Oh
too.
yeah, any way to learn a language, you gotta talk to someone every day in Italian, like
Yeah,
100%. That's the
yeah,
only way you learn a language.
yeah.
Because even me, I speak Spanish, and that's because I speak Spanish every
But they're
day
so similar.
at work. It's similar, but like at work, I talk to like everybody in Spanish, so
Mm.
it's practicing.
Yeah, and to your point before, where or whoever said this, but like where I didn't even know that some things that we do is just because like you grew up with an Italian background, or some stuff that you say, you just think it's the way everything is. Like I'll give you an example, like the way we pronounce some foods. Obviously, Italian Americans, they have their own like nuances with like the galamat, yeah, all that stuff that people like to poke at. But I remember I
That's
was in.
kind of played out now. That's kind of played out.
Oh, for sure, for
That
sure.
joke's old now. Like
Yeah,
I don't even laugh at it anymore.
yeah. Like you're not gonna change it,
Yeah,
but
but what
I
were you
remember
saying?
one example. I was in home ec class in like a culinary class in high school, and we were making. I don't remember what we were making, but we needed to use ricotta, right? And my teacher, she kept saying ricotta. And I honestly had no idea what she was saying. And I literally had no idea what she was trying to say until I realized that that's what it was. And then I like started bringing it up to different people and they were like, you never heard ricotta before? And just the fact that I never heard it that way, just because you grow up with something that you're used to.
Yeah.
And that was just like an example of something that's like eye opening.
Well, for me, I heard. ricotta because being in the store my whole life. And
People
like
ordering.
when people come, I definitely tell them it's ricotta. Like
Yeah,
I, when people say like something that's wrong to me, like I correct them. Even
it's
like
good.
people sometimes order, heroes, and they go, "Can I get a hoagie?" I'm like, "Listen, it's a hero. This is New York. I
That's
don't know
some
what
South
you."
Jersey, Philly stuff.
So like I tell them like, or I'll just
Yeah,
say, "Okay, ham and cheese on a hero." Like I'll just throw the jab at them. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you
That's
know,
some that's like Philly accent, right? Hoagie, South Jersey, Philly.
Hoagie's like, yeah, a Philly thing, but a lot of people call it grinders, like in the Midwest or something. I don't know where it comes from, and I don't even want to know. But like there's a weird sandwich culture, like submarine. Like
Mm-hmm.
my friend that runs Wooden Spoon, he came one time. And he's like, "Can I get a submarine?" I'm like, "What the hell's a submarine?" I knew what he was talking about, but I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
"Nah, this is Brooklyn."
What's your top or your favorite sandwich from the place?
I mean, I eat plain, bro. I make the craziest sandwich, I think, in New York, but
Yeah,
me personally, I'll eat like turkey and cheese and mayo. That's it.
really.
But like our best sellers are like FDNY. It's the chicken cutlet vodka sauce, fresh mozzarella hero.
Hmm.
It's like a penne vodka with chicken cutlet.
This would be my go-to if I went to the shop. I would do chicken cutlet,
Hmm.
mozzarella,
Hmm.
broccoli rabe, and balsamic. That's what I would order.
We have something similar. We have something on the menu with grilled chicken instead, but
Yeah.
you know, listen, I'll tell you one thing. Like I have so many combinations, but people come in and they get their own stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Like what you said, that sandwich, people add roasted peppers to it, or
Yeah.
people add like prosciutto to it, or vinegar pepper. Like everybody, we have everything, all the ingredients that everybody else has. So whether there's a sandwich shop in Jersey that makes this particular sandwich, but now you live in Williamsburg and you
Yeah.
want that sandwich, we can make it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that's usually what I order from any sandwich shop, and they don't have it on the menu.
What's the best sandwich
Necessarily.
shop in Jersey?
Oh wow, the best I would say my go-to one, and just because it's really close to my house, it's called Tommy's Taste of Italy. Italy. Um,
Sounds familiar.
it's yeah, it's in Woodland Park. They have like a little deli section. They got like a pizzeria section. They got like it's a pretty small place, but around where I live, that's probably the best place to get a sandwich.
Okay. What
Yeah,
about what about where do you think pizza is better? You work in Midtown every day, so it's not
yeah.
really fair. But do you like Jersey pizza or do you like New York pizza?
So I like Jersey pizza and bagels way better. Way better.
And bagels, you said?
What? Yeah. Oh, for sure. The pizza is close. The bagels is by far New Jersey.
Oh, bagels are better in Jersey, you're saying?
Way better. Way
Really?
better. Yeah,
But
yeah.
why? Why though? Like, what's the difference? Because I never had a
The,
bagel in Jersey.
the bagels in Jersey are just way bigger. They're fluffier. Like I
They like
brought my
they're doughy, right?
way. Yes, exactly. I brought my two coworkers from New York to my hometown, and we went to some like local little bagel shop, and you can get them anywhere. This is just the one that's close to my house. And we have these. I'm sure you heard. We have like Taylor ham, pork roll,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
I
thing.
have a
Yeah,
lot of guys that always say Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. Like
yeah. So
that's a
we are.
Jersey thing too, by the way.
Is it what?
Taylor ham's a Jersey thing.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. So our thing is like the Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. And yeah, I brought them there, and like the bagels are just so fluffy, and they're like covered in seasoning, man. And then the Taylor ham sandwich on top of that is like it does to me. I think New Jersey bagels are way better than New York. The pizza, I think that's up for debate.
So like, I'll tell you this one thing. So me, like the bagels I get, they're not that good. I'm not gonna lie, because I get them from this bakery, like where I get my rolls and
Mhm.
other stuff from. But then like by my house, there's like a specialty place that makes bagels, and they like make these enormous bagels, like you said. But yo, the carbs on that is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's probably literally like 12 slices of white bread, like
Uh-huh.
condensed into a bagel. But yo, it's phenomenal. Like
So
when
good.
I'm like staying home on the weekends, I go there, get it like 6 bagels. My kids love it.
Hmm.
Like we just put cream cheese on bagels and they love it. So
Yeah, it's the
uh,
best.
when this is all over, I'll definitely come visit you in Jersey and We'll compare bagels. You know,
I'll give you that might even be some good content. Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. You can try it out for the first time.
we could do like a food like food battles. You know,
Yeah, we should
food
do that.
wars.
That'd be,
We'll do pizza, bagels, maybe like we gotta do like 4 or 5 categories.
yeah, that's a
Espresso.
you,
That's good
that's good.
content right there.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah,
So
hopefully this thing passes over soon.
I'm gonna stop the screen recording and then like we'll continue chatting. But
All right.
all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy in these crazy times. And that's
Yeah,
it.
man. Thanks for having me. This
No,
was
thanks,
awesome.
thanks for coming on. This is great. All right, take care, everybody.